Hey there, I hope you're doing good. Now, during the New Year's Eve and also New Year, I was doing a lot of spring cleaning and I found some old files. One of them would be my budgeting file when I first started to work. And I just wanted to compile it and simplify it and explain to you how I did my budgeting in my 20s, which I think can be a good guide for some of you who are just starting up. So here it is. So my budget in my 20s. So the principles that I followed, thanks to some of the learnings that I had from my elder siblings, would be to ensure that I have 50% of my salary goes towards my needs. That would be my utility bills, my rental, my transportation, and whatnot. And then 30% to my wants. Could be, going for a nice meal or a nice gadget, or my hobbies, or even towards dating. And must have at least 20% of my salary that goes towards savings or any form of investments or insurance. So that's the principles that I was taught. And when I first started to work, I tried to follow these principles as much as I can. But I realize now that I'm analyzing the budget that I had in my 20s, that I was putting a lot more emphasis towards my savings, which was good because that helped me get a substantial amount of savings saved up towards a purchase of my first house. Right? So when I first started to work, I got a base salary of about 3,500 ringgit per month. And this is how I have budgeted every single ringgit of that. Now, this is a table that shows you how I've categorized my budget based on my needs, my wants, and also towards savings. So the first category is towards needs. So primarily around food and also groceries. I was single at the time and I spent a lot of my food eating out. So I budgeted around 15 to 20 ringgit a day on my breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and also the occasional eating out during weekends. So that's around 600 ringgit per month. And then for transportation, I had a car and I used it to move around point A to point B. I had to pay for petrol, car parks, and also tolls. That's around 300 ringgit a month. Car maintenance, that goes towards quarterly servicing of the car, road tax, and insurance. Now, you don't incur this car maintenance expenses on a monthly basis, but it's always good to set aside a monthly amount and save that up so that when those bills are due, you should have enough in your bank. So the servicing has to be done every quarterly. For an example, road tax and insurance has to be paid up on an annual basis. All right, so that's around 200 ringgit per month. So that's 2,400 ringgit a year. Rental. So when I first started out, I stayed in a room. I didn't even rent the entire place. So I rented just a room, which was about 500 ringgit at the time. And then for utilities, internet, electricity, water bill, that goes about 200 ringgit a month. So that really sums up my needs. And then for wants, I only had one category, which is called fun. And I use it towards the purchases of any gadgets or any hobbies and also date nights. So that's around 300 ringgit a month. And then for savings, so this one is around 30 plus % of my salary. I just realized that. That goes towards providence funds. In Malaysia, it's called EPF or KWSP. So that's about 350 ringgit per month. That gets deducted from my salary every month, actually. And then I had a very high amount of cash savings because I wanted to save enough money in a short term to get my house. Right, so that's 500 ringgit a month. And then unit trust, that's 200 ringgit per month. That's the only form of investment that I have done at the time, unit trust. It was the easiest to do. I didn't have to bother myself with learning how to do the, put money in the stock market and whatnot. Unit trust was the simplest form of investments where you put in a minimum of 100 ringgit per month into a fund and then let it grow from there. Now, I'll probably do another video to show you the performance of my unit trust, which is not as great as if you were to DIY your own investments in, let's say, the equities, in the stock market, or you buy your own ETFs. But I think unit trust was a very good and easy way to get yourself to stay invested at an early age. And then from there, I think you can expand and also learn how to do your own DIY investments after that. But it's always good to have some form of investment when you are first starting out. So that's how I've budgeted my finances in my 20s based on a salary of only 3,500 ringgit a month. So 3 categories, very importantly: needs, wants, and savings. So if you follow these principles, I think you should be good. And if you can do this for the first 5 to 10 years of your career, I think you should have a substantial amount of monies, and you should invest those in either in good assets such as your first property. So I hope that was useful and you got inspired by that. Till then, take care and God bless.